captured very well the contents of the report. We have been part and parcel of the process of supporting the work that you established yourself and the former Prime Minister. Your Excellency, when you sat with the former Prime Minister and agreed on the way forward, I was also called and given marching orders from your office that it was time that the national security architecture is seen to be humane, to be compassionate, to appreciate that even when we are doing our job, sometimes there would be a few people who may go astray and cause pain to families, and these are citizens of Kenya, and we must show compassion, and we must show that this practice must stop. First, let me say, Your Excellency, that since you came to office, even before I became the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, under the leadership of your Deputy President now, then the Cabinet Secretary, as a member of the Cabinet, I was privy to many discussions. You were very firm from day one that extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearance, killing of citizens must come to an end. This practice was informed by your personal experience. And having been part and parcel of your campaign, I remember days that you were stoned during campaigns. I remember one day somewhere, I think it was in Kieni, when your vehicles were destroyed. And those who were in office then, I remember when we asked for accountability, they said you were sympathy seeking. Your Excellency, as soon as you got to office, you said that the state cannot sanction destruction and killing of its citizens. We must end this practice. And so, Your Excellency, this is not just any other practice. For far too long, people have misunderstood who you are. But in the fullness of time, we are now almost 4 years into your administration. It's becoming clear that you are very thoughtful, you are very concerned about the citizens of this country. And as a person who serves in your administration, I know quite well, sitting with the Inspector General of Police, sitting together with the leaders in the security sector, we have received directions from you over and over again to be mindful of the welfare and the safety of the people of Kenya. Therefore, Your Excellency, as we move forward, we will be very deliberate in ensuring that these recommendations are implemented to the latter. Your Excellency, I need also to point out here that the right to demonstrate, the right to assemble, demonstrate, picket, and petition, as provided in Article 37 of the Constitution, must be implemented fully. But even as we implement that right, it is important, and I appreciate the chair of the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, that we have a clear framework that enables these Kenyans to enjoy their right, and that we can separate the goons, the violent criminals from those who are enjoying this right. Your Excellency, as part of our efforts to establish Nairobi Metropolitan City, we undertook a study, a visit to the New York Department, Police Department, NYPD, and the London Metropolitan Police Department. One of the questions I asked the leadership, including the Cabinet Secretary, my colleague from Britain, was how are you able to handle this issue of demonstrations? Sometimes we see huge demonstrations happening in New York, in London. How are they able to handle them peacefully? Your Excellency, the answer was unequivocal. Both in New York, you know, New York has suffered the brunt of terrorism and all kinds of criminal activities, including gangs in Harlem and other parts of New York. They were very, very critical that they do not compromise at all the question of criminal activity. If they see even one demonstrator carrying any form of weapon, they take the severest measure against those criminals. Your Excellency, it's because these developed nations separate completely, Your Excellency, the question of exercising your right and the question of safety of their people and the safety of their nation. And you see, there can be no enjoyment of a right without the responsibility. Those who come to public to enjoy their rights, they must appreciate that they have a responsibility to protect the rights of others. If we are going to become a nation that is going to have a peaceful demonstrations,
we must separate completely, both by ourselves, by our media, by political leaders. We must differentiate between gangs, goons, violent people, arsonists. They are burning courts, they are burning people's businesses. They come to the street well prepared to come and loot and terrorize people. Rapists who are coming in the name of demonstration. We must call them for who they are and separate them from peaceful Kenyans who are undertaking demonstrations. Until the diction, the conversation in the public separates these two people, I find, and I've told journalists, including media editors, I find it very insulting that during news reporting, a reporter sitting somewhere on the streets is public saying, you see, the demonstrators are there, they are burning tires, the demonstrators are throwing stones, the demonstrators now have looted. They still use the constitutional diction of assembling, demonstrating, picketing, or petitioning, using a positive language to describe criminals, Your Excellency, and therefore normalize criminal activities in the name of petitions. And this is the reason why in Kenya, you know, we are unable to separate the work of the police when they are dealing with these criminals and the ones who are dealing with peaceful Kenyans. And therefore, sometimes the greatest frustration by police officers is that they arrest someone on site. There is a camera showing that this person has banned Kikuyu law courts. That person has banned a police station in Dagoretti. That person has banned a police station in Olkalau. They are arrested on site, taken to court. What does the court do? They offer fines of about 5,000, some of them on personal commitment, and they are released. And then they are glorified. Countries all over the world, where they have restored sanity in their nation, the judiciary, the executive, the legislature work together knowing that there is only one national interest. And I think I look forward to seeing the draft that the chair is going to provide and to see that national interest is going to be protected in this draft. Lastly, Your Excellency, I want to appreciate the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, the panelists, for capturing everybody, citizens who are victims and the police who became victims. The promise I give is that as a ministry, we will work very hard to ensure that our police officers are properly trained to support support Kenyans to enjoy this right. And for as long as organizers and ourselves work together for peaceful protests, we shall ensure that our police officers are marching together, hand in hand with the demonstrators, are singing together, and by 5 p.m., everybody going home safely, and we shall not have situations where Kenyans are losing their lives. To our friends who led this ministry before us, and who are now giving us lectures about how to run the ministry, I want us to have an honest conversation together. Let them come with their statistics of how much they caused havoc and damage to people's lives and the country, and we will come to ours to show them the great progress we have made since this administration came to place in the way we treat the people of Kenya. We do not want persons who destroyed our country yesterday pontificating as though we have forgotten what they did when they were here. We must be honest. If we want to build a honest country, we must also be honest about those who are in office, but those who are aspiring to hold public office. I thank you, Your Excellency, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, sir, allow me to invite the Right Honorable MATIANG'I, the Speaker of the Senate.
Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na naibu wako, nikizingatia itifaki zote ambazo tayari zimetangulizwa. Rais, siku ya leo ni siku ya kihistoria ambao kwa mara ya kwanza waathirika wa maandamano wanapata fidia tangu wa Kenya wajipatie katiba ya mwaka